GRIT by Gala Games could easily be one of the major games that changes the ideology behind majority of Web 2 gamers. What is that ideology? They think that NFTs are all scams and that if the game involves NFTs to any capacity, they don't want to touch it with a 10-foot pole. For those of us that are gamers and into crypto, we know that for a lot of that, it may be true for a lot of games where developers, teams want to come in with a lot of money and just take advantage of their communities. But in my opinion, Gala Games is one of the few companies in the space that is not trying to do that. They are actually trying to develop genuine games that are going to be here for years to come. Will all of these games on the Gala Games platform be successful? I think it's very naive to think that they will be, but it doesn't matter. All right, think about traditional gaming. Not every single game that comes to market is successful. As a matter of fact, I think under 5% of games are actually played for anything more than sort of 2 to 3 year period. That statistic obviously changes as time goes on. And in my opinion, there is a lot more player-based retention and a growing user base from games that are player versus player, aka PvP. GRIT is that. It's a PvP, it's a battle royale. We're going to be discussing why I think it could be one of these games. You know I've discussed this before on the channel, as well as covering a bit of other Gala Games news that you need to know, guys. So if you're into Gala, then make sure you do subscribe to this channel because we drop at least one Gala Games video every single week discussing all the things you need to know in a very concise manner. We cover a bit of Gala price and I just give you my raw, unbiased thoughts about it. I am invested in Gala. I have a Gala note. I've got Gala NFTs. I'm an avid gamer and I'm really excited about what Gala's got going on in 2023 and beyond. But as always, folks, make sure you always do your own research before investing because these videos are not financial advice and I'm not your financial advisor. Now, can anybody guess what game we are actually having a look at here? I'll give you 1 second. It is PUBG. Folks, this is, I think, the 6th rank game by volume and player base played on Steam at the moment. It's not Web 3, it's a Web 2 version, but it's player versus player battle royale, and people absolutely flock to it. They love it. It's a really fun game and arguably one of the most successful battle royale style games of our generation. In my opinion, GRIT is basically a copy of PUBG. Obviously, you got popular games as well like Fortnite. All right, also a player versus player battle royale. Traditionally, there is of course a bit of building involved in Fortnite, but the point that I'm trying to make, folks, here is that GRIT have done it in a really smart way where they've actually turned it on its head and made it Western. All right, PUBG is kind of like a post-apocalyptic style type PvP battle royale. GRIT's going for that Western feel, so whilst it still maintains that fun and engaging PvP battle royale sense of gameplay, the genre is completely changed, which is extremely clever. As it stands now, you can actually go ahead and play GRIT for free on Epic Games, guys. Oh, and by the way, if you're not signed up to Gala Games, guys, there'll be a link to do that in the description of this video. It is an affiliate link. You can also buy NFTs for GRIT as well, which we will be talking about in a moment. But here is just a little bit of gameplay from RNGcrypto.eth. He's been absolutely smashing it in GRIT lately. I myself, unfortunately, haven't had a chance to hop on yet, but I did actually pull the trigger and go ahead and buy a gunslinger box because I am very bullish on this game. However, despite how bullish I do feel, the white paper still is coming out and do expect there to be a lot of changes that might be made with this game. And I'm just going to come out and say it. I personally think this game is headed for some great success, but there is one thing, a limiting factor, which I believe needs to be talked about and addressed, and I really do hope that they do not implement any kind of a pay-to-win into this GRIT game. What do I mean specifically by that? Let me give you an example. If there is a player that cannot afford to have NFTs, they come in to play the game, but they're actually going up against someone who maybe can afford to pay $100, $500, $1,000 for an NFT, in my opinion, for the game to be as successful as a PUBG, there should not be any advantage to the person that has that NFT. For example, the person that has the NFT that has no experience shouldn't have, say, a faster movement speed or greater accuracy when shooting or greater health or greater stamina, all right? As soon as that kind of thing gets implemented through NFTs, it makes it pay to win, and what it means is it's going to turn away, I guarantee you, majority of players that are going to be free to play players. They're not going to want to engage in this game. That consequently means that you're going to have a decline in player growth over time. Whilst there may be benefits to be had in the short term for this game, if we're talking about long term, 5 to 10 years down the line, this game will become irrelevant, guaranteed, if they make it pay to win. So it's a really important point to note. As I said, the white paper is being finalized, so we might even do a bit of an update video when that does come out, and look forward to a bit more Grit gameplay. So I'm going to be getting involved and also doing some live streaming on this game in the coming weeks. And as you can see here, folks, PUBG Battlegrounds is ranked number 5, guys. Just today, they had a peak of 379,507 players, all right? I don't know the exact figures, but Grit, of course, it's an early stage game. It has nowhere near that, all right? But the reason they've been able to get there is because they have not made it pay to win. It's free to play, and everyone can have an equal and fair experience. They can still reward people who buy gunslinger boxes by giving them more rewards. I think that's okay, because there has to be some kind of change when you pop it on blockchain. But they've just got to be really careful and smart about how they actually go about this. And then moving on to the Gala price, guys, we're down 4.3% for the last 24 hours. You know, there's not a lot exciting going on with Gala at the moment. It's slightly above 3 cents, slightly below 3 cents. Pretty boring in my opinion. I tell you every week, but I'm a long-term holder and it's going to continue that way. I can't try and short-term trade this. It's just too volatile and just too unpredictable. Rank 67, up 0.4 for the 2 week, down 23.4 for the month, up 0.4 for the 7 day, and up 0.4 for the 1 hour. Looking at the candlesticks here on the 17th of May, it reached a high of 349 cents, so not too bad, before looking to hit a bit of a low here on the 25th of May at 0.0289 cents, before really reaching another peak here on Monday the 29th of May, a high of 3.1, before reaching the eventual price where it stands today. And when it comes to the recent changes to the max supply of Gala and that token burn, folks, that is not something that will be recognized in the price for some time to come. A lot of people are expecting to see some instantaneous movement in the price. Draw your focus away from that, folks. Focus on the fundamentals of the project, what they got going on, and, you know, invest at your own risk. What's really cool as well, guys, is that you can actually hop onto Mirandus. 'Tis here, travellers, the tables be open and poker is live. But make haste, the taverns shall close once more on Wednesday the 31st at 10 AM PT time zone, guys. So you can go in, play some poker. I'm not sure if it's like Texas Hold'em or not. I hope it is, because that's the only fun version, in my opinion. And you can actually win some real world money if you finish kind of like high on the leaderboard there, which is pretty cool. A quick note, which I like that Gala does this, guys, a reminder, we do not provide service or support via DM on Twitter, folks. So if you're receiving direct messages from anyone affiliated or said to be affiliated with Gala on Twitter, it's a scam. Don't click on it, delete the message, do not engage to protect your own crypto. And anyone storing Gala on Ledger, folks, the problem with the display of Gala V2 tokens has apparently been resolved. Let me know if you're still having some difficulty with that, and if you are, maybe open a support ticket, but apparently Ledger have fixed it. Please ensure that you update Ledger Live to the latest version V2.60.0 and let us know how it goes. So again, it kind of goes with that being said, if you are experiencing problems with this on Gala on your Ledger, or any crypto for that matter, hop on your Ledger. Always make sure that you do your regular updates with your Ledger. They're pretty frequent, almost weekly, if I do remember correctly. And just to wrap up this video, folks, we're going to finish this up with a bit of shots and gameplay from the new game that's coming out, Dawn of Fire. So let's have a look.